Sri Madhava Mahotsava. Srimati Radharani crowned as Vrindavanesvari, the Queen of Vrindavana. Written by Srila Jiva Goswamipada. The Blessings of Purnamasi. The sweetness of Radha will be revealed in a great festival undertaken by Krishna and his friends. Destroying all lamentation and deepest darkness, this festival will establish the goal of worship of all the devas, give auspicious lineage, and protect the spiritual path. It will protect the night, the universe, and the wealth of the house. This festival will illumine Vraj, inspire poets, and give splendor to the rays of light. Lalita's dream and eagerness for the festival. Encouraged by the words of Nandimukhi, Lalita thereafter enthused Nandimukhi with her own words. Great souls benefit each other through their elevated intellects. Lalita said, "O Tapasvini, Nandimukhi, a great auspicious festival is revealing itself before my eyes like the rising of a full moon. The bee of my heart is beginning to reel. In a jeweled yard I saw goddesses worshipping our dear Radha, who was blissful due to the presence of Krishna. I am seeing that dream image even now in my waking state." Closing her eyes for a long time, Nandimukhi then spoke as if moonlight were spreading from her moon-like mouth. Her words made the Sakhis weep and perspire. In that water where lotuses bloom and duckweed floats, do not a pair of fish play? Inner meaning: if the heart blossoms by meditation on an object of pleasure, and the hairs stand on end, will not the eyes attain sight of that object in the hand? After the Abhishek, will I be able to dress Radha, holding a golden scepter given by Vrinda, in the forest of the Prince of the Cowards? Hearing Lalita's dream and Nandimukhi's words, the Sakhis' hair stood on end, and their bodies became transformed. O Sakhis, though the ocean increases each day with the rising of the moon, on the full moon night it expands out to fullness. Though your hearts melt on seeing the moon face of dear Radha, they will attain an indescribable bliss at the festival of Radha's Abhishek. Narada's message. One day, Narada Muni said, "When Radha obtains the articles of lordship such as ornaments, she will be enthroned with an Abhishek in Krishna's forest." Elsewhere, at another time, he said in ecstasy, "When Radhika's Abhishek is undertaken, her friends like Chandrakanti's Gandharva maidens will serve her. Radha responds. Radha, because of her intense longing, did not have faith that this festival could extinguish her anguish. She meditated upon the nature of the words. Will my heirs stand on end by gaining lordship in Krishna's forest and by increasing my beauty? Will not all this simply increase the disturbance in my heart? Indications of a meeting. As a result of their great happiness, the gopis became peaceful. By the movement of their eyebrows and the words of Vishaka, Nandimukhi caught a hint of a meeting of Radha and Krishna. Vishaka spoke, "Oh dear friend Nandimukhi, today Radha cannot go anywhere. Therefore today you must satisfy Krishna. Look, she is now going to the Malika forest with Malati." Understanding the hint, Nandimukhi, smiling slightly, bade farewell to go to her ashram. Radha conveyed her respects to Purnamasi and, with tears in her eyes, gave a message to deliver to Yashoda. "O Nandi, after gathering great quantities of the best flowers for worship of the sun, Krishna, by good fortune we could see Yashoda." Nandimukhi found satisfaction in tasting the words of Radha and seeing her face. Astonished, she said to smiling Radha, "Go gather flowers. There indeed you will get your desired fruit, Krishna. I am now going to offer some dream flowers, preparations for the Abhishek that Lalita saw in her dream, to the lotus feet of my Guru, Purnamasi." The chapter closes. In this way, joyful Nandimukhi, after giving bliss to the Sakis, went to the comfort Madhava, who was full of longing. In that same direction, the chief Sakis quickly sent Radha to have a meeting with Krishna on the pretext of gathering flowers. The beauty of the ocean increases with its fish jumping in the waves. The drops of water appear like strings of pearls. The ocean, the shelter of all rivers from various places, is the root of all auspiciousness for the world. In the same way, the ardor of Radha, spreading a variety of pleasures of love in all directions, manifested as the beauty of dancing eyes. Her ardor produced a shower of tears like strings of pearls and uninterrupted waves of perspiration. May Radha's ocean of longing for the bee of Krishna bestow the most auspicious prema upon you. I offer my constant service to incomparably beautiful Krishna, who somehow delivered me, burning since time immemorial in the forest fire of material life, and who placed me near his pure servants. Paying respects at the feet of his brother Sri Sanatana Goswami, the image of complete mercy and fulfiller of all desires, I eternally worship Sri Rupa Goswami, my master, whose worshipable Lord is Krishna, who accepted me as his servant. Chapter 2. Realizing a hint of the news about the ocean of concentrated nectar known as Govinda, and becoming weak in determination, Radha and the gopis could not maintain their composure. After hearing the news from Nandimukhi, they became extremely anxious for Krishna's association and overwhelmed with unsteadiness. Glories of Vrindavan. The Yamuna river, where innumerable fish play, near whose banks stand firm rows of trees, entered a cave when Shiva, burning with the arrows of Cupid, jumped in her waters. Inner meaning: with the object of enjoying with Krishna, Radha, being pierced by Cupid's arrow, entered into the forest of Vrindavan, decorated with rows of trees, which are as firm as thunderbolts. They entered the forest of Vrindavan, brilliant with trees and creepers, blossoming like diamond ornaments on the chest. On attaining the wealth of the honeyed flowers of Vrindavan, no other aspiration remains. It is famous as the forest of desire trees. Vrindavan is such a place that a low person living with low objects is not at all satisfied with it and gives it no praise. What a misfortune! Vrindavan is such a place where even Brahma and Vishnu, though tasting it constantly, cannot be satisfied. Considering this fact, some intelligent people live a long time in Vrindavan without praising themselves, because there they have no lack of satisfaction and humility. Knowing that Vrindavan is the essence of all dhams within the universe, a living entity has no desire to give it up. How wondrous! I believe that a person attains the residence in Vrajdham because of an accumulation of punyas coming from this desire which cannot be given up. He attains Vrindavan, lives in Vrindavan, and loves Vrindavan. The 6 seasons. Though each of the seasons is the best and different from the others, in Vrindavan there is no loss in manifesting their glories simultaneously. Contrary elements live together in harmony. Can all living entities not learn this lesson from the seasons of Vrindavan? In a place on the river cooled by the breeze, the kiki and haritaka birds call out, and in places bright as if shining with jewels, crickets chirp. Respectively are birds of the winter season and birds from the summer season, insects from the summer season, Chataka birds warble near waterfalls cascading from mountains, monsoon birds. When the clouds disperse, swans float in spotless water, autumn, and the cuckoos call out in flower-filled groves, spring. Vrindavan, giving birth to all seasons at once, is a place to be discussed by logicians. Out of envy, all the lakes in Vrindavan steal the sweet water dropping from the Murari's mouth as he drinks. The rivers, swelling due to the invisible sweet sound of Krishna's joyous flute, meander here and there in Vrindavan out of extreme greed to attain the mood of love of Raj. With its low intonation, the flute calls the herds of milk-laden cows in Vrindavan to the new succulent leaves of the rows of trees and invites them to eat them. The wind from the Malaya hills journeys here in its program to perform the whole earth. But overcome with the natural, incomparable fragrance of Vrindavan, it dances in ecstasy with the quivering creepers. Here stands one youthful, praiseworthy desire tree, dark as a Tamala tree, which delights the whole world by fulfilling their desires with inconceivable loving exchanges. Here the cowherd women, endowed with qualities attractive to millions of Lakshmis, pick flowers. Their master, Shyamasundar, taxes them or holds their hands and satisfies them with loving pastimes. In Vrindavan, the bees gather in attractive groves, which contain jeweled platforms in the middle. There are brilliant flower beds and many items brought by the Sakhis for the pleasure of Krishna. In Vrindavan, dance with flowers, the effulgence of the moon-faced, playfully gopis shines like lightning in the lap of the rain clouds.